He didn't just build an empire of oil, he engineered a reality where your freedom is an illusion. John D. Rockefeller didn't crush competitors, he designed a world where you would never even get to compete. Your paycheck? Your education? Your healthcare? All pieces of a puzzle he masterfully arranged to keep you obedient and dependent. Imagine a labyrinth carved into the fabric of society, invisible but omnipresent. Rockefeller didn't just monopolize oil, he weaponized philanthropy, funding schools, shaping curriculums, forging minds. He wasn't making donations, he was planting seeds of control, ensuring the future danced to his orchestrated melody. Picture an hourglass, but its sands are ticking clocks, each grain a life, each drop of time owned. Rockefeller didn't just fund medical research, he redefined sickness itself, turning health into a currency, disease into a debt, and humanity into his ledger. Beneath the booming skyline of progress, Rockefeller whispered to kings and presidents, forging an empire of influence. His true genius? Transmuting power into permanence, rewriting laws, embedding his will into the marrow of institutions. The ink of his contracts outlived flesh and blood. Imagine a cathedral made of iron and ink, its spires piercing the heavens of capitalism. Rockefeller's genius wasn't in monopolies, it was in the silent ownership of time itself, slipping his name like a phantom into the footnotes of every ticking second. Underneath the thrum of industry, Rockefeller's mind danced with equations of control, banks as arteries, laws as sinew. In 1911, Standard Oil shattered into shards, yet each fragment pulsed with his lifeblood. He had engineered something unholy, an empire immune to destruction. The ink of Rockefeller's dominion seeped deeper, carving veins into education, medicine, and media. Schools recited scripts of obedience, hospitals whispered the gospel of his grants. A man, now myth, reprogrammed society itself, weaving his ghost into every breath humanity dared to take. In a candlelit room lined with leather-bound secrets, Rockefeller's hand hovered above maps, not of land but thought. He foresaw the ultimate currency, control of ideas. With a stroke, he birthed a labyrinth of foundations, philanthropy as camouflage, manipulation as creed. In an iron vault beneath gilded halls, a quill tore through parchment. Rockefeller's will, a doctrine of permanence. Foundations promised eternity, chessboards of human ambition. But hidden clauses, ethereal strings, guaranteed his specter's reign. The system was no mistake, it was destiny, preordained. A black sun rose over the industrial age, shadows fell where Rockefeller's influence dwelled. Whispers of a night when lab coats convened, alchemy of medicine and profit. A cure hidden, sickness Monetized. The system demanded loyalty, and humanity signed in blood. In a sepulchral laboratory, under pulsating electric veins, a pact was sealed. Rockefeller's agents whispered, disease as dominion. Patents chained progress, an empire forged in human agony. The system wasn't life's servant, it was its predator, devouring futures in the guise of salvation. A clock, suspended in liquid mercury, ticks backward. 1913, a shadowed Congress hall. Whispers coil like smoke, Rockefeller's hand sculpt a labyrinth of oil, banks, and medicine. The Federal Reserve born, a veiled monarchy crowned. Time itself, now enslaved to his industrial gospel. Ghostly marionettes of steel and silk writhe in an endless ballet. 1920, Rockefeller's machine births the pharmaceutical doctrine. Medicine isn't cure, it's control. Beneath sterile masks, profit eclipses healing. A mother's tears, a scientist's silence, currency for the empire's unyielding grip. A cathedral of ledger books rises from the ocean, bleeding ink into an obsidian tide. 1929, the market implodes. Whispers of orchestration shatter into screams. Rockefeller's wealth multiplies in the ruins, misery becomes his currency, despair his dominion. The system tightens, invisible yet omnipotent. An iron serpent coils beneath the earth, its veins pulsing with liquefied power. 1933, Rockefeller engineers a labyrinth, oil, railroads, banks, indistinguishable yet inseverable. The trap is set. Freedom whispers like a phantom, but every step echoes through his manufactured maze. Escape is illusion. A clockwork sphinx looms in the void, its gears grinding time into ash. 1945, Rockefeller mutates philanthropy into a weapon. Universities kneel, research bends to his will. Knowledge is fractured, reassembled to serve the machine. Truth dissolves, replaced by his shadow's script. A towering marionette of black and gold, its strings vanishing into a storm of ink. 1954, Rockefeller's invisible hand orchestrates corporate personhood. Flesh and blood are outbid, entities without souls rise. The economy kneels, humanity barters its essence to faceless gods who never sleep. A cathedral of copper wires hums beneath the earth. 1971, Rockefeller whispers to Nixon, gold is shackled, the dollar unchained. A paper empire metastasizes. Wealth becomes myth, infinite yet hollow. Humanity worships phantoms, while unseen architects solder the chains of a debt-born labyrinth. A clock tower of obsidian looms at midnight. 1987, the market staggers, Black Monday. They call it a crash, but Rockefeller's echo rewinds time. Algorithms awaken, trading in microseconds, feasting on panic. Humanity dreams, oblivious, as machines rewrite the script of wealth itself. A monolithic chessboard of black ice glistens under an eclipsed sun. 1999, the Glass-Steagall firewall crumbles. Banks mutate, fusing with shadows. Rockefeller's doctrine breathes anew, risk alchemized into profit. The system calcifies as a mirror maze, reflecting only greed's paralyzing infinity. A cathedral of iron lungs exhales smoke into a blood-red dawn. 2010, the birth of dark pools. Beneath the surface, invisible trades carve futures unseen. Rockefeller's shadow lingers, an architect of secrecy, where liquidity becomes a weapon and the market, a battlefield of ghosts. A leviathan of molten glass rises, a skyscraper in mid-collapse, frozen in time. 2015, algorithmic trading gains sentience. Rockefeller's ghost whispers to the code, whispers that sow chaos, whispers that bind. The system, now a predator, stalks its prey in the blind alleys of human ambition. A spiderweb of golden veins pulses beneath the earth. 2017, the blockchain awakens. Rockefeller's blueprint mutates, a labyrinth of ledgers, unbroken and unbreakable. The system now breathes, a paradox of transparency and concealment. Freedom is rewritten, a mirage trapped behind fractals of trustless trust. 1928, a violin hums in an empty vault, strings taut with unseen hands. Rockefeller's blood pact with time, a silent covenant etched in markets, executed in shadows. The Great Depression wasn't born, it was summoned. The system learned despair as a weapon. 1946, a coal miner's lantern flickers in an infinite corridor of black glass. The war ends, but Rockefeller's doctrine endures, hidden in treaties inked with invisible ink. Sovereignty dissolves, replaced by an algorithm of debt, each nation's pulse sinking to an unseen metronome.